Hi friends, I'm going to show you how to create a cityscape using different values of one color. We're going to be mixing tints of blue today, T-I-N-T. When you mix a tint of a color, it means you make it lighter. So the easiest way to make lighter colors is to start with white and then add that color to it. I've been experimenting a little bit here and you can see that I have made some different tints of blue. But before we start painting, we're actually going to draw 4 lines on our paper first. So I'm making a cityscape. So my cityscape is going to have different kinds of buildings on it. So I'm going to just kind of come through here. Okay, and I made my first row of buildings. On my next row, I want to make sure I don't get too close to here. So let's do this. Let's make a couple marks. So I'm going to put a mark here and a mark here. That's where I want my next set to be. And then I'm going to do another mark and then another mark. So I'm going to go here and then here, here, and then here. Okay, so that's going to help me with gauging where my buildings need to go. Okay, so now I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to start with my lightest color at the top. So I'm just gonna make sure I clean my brush out really good, really well. And then I'm gonna get some white. I'm gonna move it over here to the side and I'm gonna get the teeniest, tiniest bit of blue, not much at all. And I'm gonna make a very, very light blue and I'm gonna paint the top of my paper with that. You wanna go super light. You don't want this to be very dark at all. All right, so I'm gonna come in here, and it's okay if it's not perfect right here at the top because I'm getting ready to put another color right underneath it. So I'm gonna go right here, so I'm working from the top down. This color is kind of transparent, so I can still see my pencil line through there. And it's transparent because there's a lot of white and just a teeny tiny bit of blue. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that same blue, I'm gonna put a little bit more white, and I'm gonna put a little bit more blue in it this time. And I'm gonna get it just a little bit darker, not too much darker, and that's gonna be my next color, okay? And if I get too dark too fast, I can always add more white. I feel like that's a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna add more white into my brush. And I'm gonna use my flat shader brush, that's the type of brush this is called. I'm gonna use it to my advantage. I keep turning it different ways to follow those lines. See how I turn that square angle brush? Okay. And we can't use watercolor for this because if we were to use watercolor, all of our different tints and shades of the colors would run together. And we don't want that to happen. We want it to be a very subtle change too from one blue to another. And for this type of painting where everything is touching each other, you don't want your colors to mix and run together and make new colors because we're trying to have specific colors. And I keep turning my brush different ways depending on what I am painting, what shape I'm painting. I got this one little dark streak right here. I am gonna try to put a little bit more white on that, a little bit more. And notice that whenever I am getting more paint on my brush, I'm pulling from the side. I'm trying to keep that other area clean for my other friends who might need that color. Okay, all right, so now I've got my palest blue, my blue's getting a little bit darker, and I'm gonna take some white, put it back over here, put a little bit more blue in it, and I think I'm getting a little bit darker this time. My very last blue down here is going to be just the regular blue. I don't even have to put anything in it. Okay. I'm trying to pull down here, pull and pull. All right, and that's how we create a cityscape that shows 5 different values of blue. Each one of these blues is a tint of blue.